Okay, it's Tuesday, and you know you're here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. It is a blustery, rainy morning here in Southern California. That is where we are broadcasting from. Yes, I know that doesn't really mean much to the rest of the country, but to us, a little bit of light drizzle means chaos. So when we're living in 70 degrees all year round, a little bit of rain is tough for us to handle, let me tell you. So good morning, everybody. I'm glad you're here. As you're coming in, as always, please say hello. Please let us know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions, any comments for me or my guest, go ahead and bring them in, and we'll put them up here live and we'll answer them. Stephanie is here. Thank you so much for watching, Stephanie. All right. So, are you guys getting ready for the holidays? I mean, can you see my little light show over here? I got some lights. I got some decorations. Just trying to make it festive. But back to the point. This week's guest is this year. She's one of the people that you're like, wait, I haven't known you for the last 10 years. We haven't been this close. How is that possible? Right. And you know, those people, you click and you just, every time you see them, you're just like high-fiving and giving hugs. And, you could sit and talk for just hours and, about life, about everything going on. And she's one of them. And so I'm really honored to have her here on the show with us today. So this guest, Megan Moses, she is an incredible story of celebration, recovery, and really creating a new self, a new person, and embracing stepping into that person. Just like you step into pants and bring them in, pull them up. That's exactly what she did to her new self. She stepped right in there, pulled them right up, started wearing them. So I'm going to go ahead and Megan, let's just show you. Megan. Well, all right. Megan, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me. And I just want to say that little slideshow was super dope. That was awesome.
Yeah, you like?
Look at Josh. Josh with his editing skills. Dope and stuff. I love it. That was so awesome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I mean, it's super important to highlight everything that your transformation entails. It's important for people to see this. It's important for people to know that it's possible, that it happens. And as much as looking from the outside in, guess what? We're not special. We're not. I mean, we are. I mean, of course we're special, but there's nothing special about us that says, oh, you're perfectly suited to have transformation happen. Absolutely. There's nothing special. We do it because it's important to us, right? So thank you so much for coming on, Megan. I'm telling people getting a lot of comments already here. Oh, here's a good one. Miss Monica says that you are amazing. And Sabrina says she's a beauty and a beast. You are. You're a badass. That is you. You are a badass, and I don't think that could be any more true for you. So, all right, Megan, I have some questions for you. We all want to hear. We all just been dying to hear. What is your story? How does this start for you? So, take us back to that, where you were before you started really investing in yourself and transforming your life.
So my journey started about 7 years ago. My friend Nicole, who's also a coach with Optavia, invited me to explore coaching. I am a huge brat. I'm a big brat. At the time, I was working for Taco Bell corporate. Very, very fast-paced job. Lots of work hard, party hard mentality. I was also a gym rat that would work out like twice a day, 6 times a week, just really crazy. And I'd work out drunk, and I'd work out with big old whole pizzas in my stomach. I really was doing a lot of damage to my body in this backwards thinking way. And I was going broke because I was drinking so much and not really realizing that I was drinking most of my money away. So I decided to start coaching. I hopped on program. First, I was like, I gotta like make sure my before and after pictures look perfect, because at this time, because I'm working out so much and I have lost weight, I don't really think I have that much weight to lose. And I was pleasantly surprised. I lost 19 pounds in 8 weeks and was like, oh, I guess I have some weight to lose. And it had taken me 5 years to lose 25 pounds doing it the old way, doing it the backwards way. 5 months to lose 25 pounds. And I was miserable the whole time doing it. So when I saw like how fast the results were, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I can get to 135. And at this point, I'm at like the 165 range. Yeah. Maybe 159 or something like that. So I got really excited and I'm like, oh, I can do this. But what I didn't realize was I had a lot of like bad habits that were going to prevent me from doing that I hadn't quite seen as an obstacle just yet. I was in this space of like, oh, that was easy. I could lose the weight. Now I'm going to be like, it's just going to be gone, right? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I had to break so many habits. I started eliminating dairy, started eliminating the heavy, fatty meats, and started just doing this process of elimination on things. One of the things that I wasn't able to completely eliminate and early on in my journey was the alcohol consumption. I could go 30 days, 60 days of giving it up because of my psychotic need for competition. So it was only a matter of like, oh, I could get this 30 days. I got to get to this result. I'm in this challenge. I can do it for that reason. But I wasn't giving up the alcohol for the actual benefit of my health and my mental health. And I didn't even realize that it was a problem until it became a big problem. So one of the financial things that coaching blessed me with was when I got my DUI. I spent a tremendous amount of money with lawyer fees, fines, insurance going up, tow payments, AA stuff, drug and alcohol counseling, all that stuff. And that year it cost me about $12,000. And that was exactly how much I made with coaching that year. So if it wasn't for coaching, I would not have been able to pay for my mistakes, really. I was like doing this great thing for myself, and it helped to repair some bad things I was doing to myself. So that was like a huge thing for me, because I really didn't feel like I was a great coach because I didn't have this big business. So like that, embracing that, what I was able to do was able to really help me, was something I had to work towards too. So lots of discoveries in this process, lots of discoveries. So once I did the process of elimination on just different things, like recognizing the sugar would give me anxiety and then get back on track, and then recognizing some of my thoughts would get me out of whack, then I get back on track with my meditation, and just practicing these little habits with the water and the small meals and the mindfulness and being around other people, to where now I've been able to actually put the bottle down. And I am now 337 days sober. So it'll be a year on January 11th. And I
Yes.
not only hit 135, that original goal that I said I could do, and I wasn't able to get to 135 until I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
So I was able to hit that and
I think your internet is a little slow. A little internet issues. Connection. I hope it's not my connection. Is it my connection or is it hers? Can anybody see me just clearly? Okay. So I'm good. Okay. So anyway, until she comes back, yeah, there she goes. She's just going to sign back on. You know, along the lines of what she was saying with process of elimination, and just cutting things out of your diet. Not necessarily, here she comes, she's coming back. Not necessarily just what we
sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Okay, so we were talking about process of elimination, how you started eliminating things from your diet, and just kind of trying different things and whatnot. And then you were losing the weight, but it didn't really start coming off until you put the bottle down and you started embracing newer, healthier habits. And so let's pick back up right there.
Yeah. So once I was able to finally put the bottle down, that's when I really could see a lot of the different things that were affecting me. The weight came off like crazy, for one. I have an app that tracks, I was tracking how much I was drink. I put in an estimate of how much I would drink. From the point of me stopping up until now, it's around 77,000 calories. So that puts us around 25 to 30 pound range, which makes perfect sense for me being able to keep this weight off. That my sleep is like so much better. And because my sleep is so much better, because my body's not trying to process alcohol while I'm asleep. So all those people that think your wine is helping you sleep, no, it's not. So stop saying that. It's not helping you sleep. It's actually hindering you. And it's actually causing your brain to go into more despair. It's going to take away your memory loss and your focus. So stop drinking before you go to sleep. It's not good for you.
Stop with the mommy juice.
Yes. So now that my body is able to recover, I'm actually seeing the fruits of my physical labor in my physical activity. I have so much muscle now. I'm at 16% body fat at this point, which is insane.
Told you she's a badass.
And I can teach 5 boxing classes in one day. Okay. And I can work out
5 in one day.
I can work out with the class. Okay. So that's how much the alcohol has changed for me in that space. Better relationship with my wife, better communication, just so many different things. I don't ever have to go to a party and worry about Uber because I'm not going to drink at the party. So I don't have to spend money on Uber anymore.
Yeah.
Because I used to have to calculate, like, how far is this drive going to be? How much money are we going to spend on this? And now I don't have to do that. Don't have to spend money on alcohol. The savings is around over $2,500 from not drinking that so far. It might even be more than that because, again, the part that I'm calculating is is the minimal amount, not my maximum, not including holidays, not including birthdays, not including, oh, I'm depressed, let's go to happy hour. So lots and lots is different. And I owe it all to the habits, you know, as I've been learning about different women who are on their path to sobriety, all of them share a lot of the same things: focusing on water, sleep, healthy nutrition, healthy surroundings, physical activity, yoga and meditation. Like, this is all the stuff that we teach in our program. And I was kind of like, dang, why is this so easy? Like, why am I not struggling so much with drinking? And I realized, and that's that day to day, is the habits. Now, when we go deeper into the emotional baggage, that part of it is hard. And I have had some tremendous challenges with the emotional baggage. And there are some days where I will choose to eat 2 pints of ice cream over alcohol because that's how bad I might be in those days. And sometimes the goal is just to not drink. So a workout may not happen that day. That day, the goal may be to just drink. So when you were saying, you know, we're not that special, but we're special, that's what I mean by that, because I struggle a lot and I've fallen way more than I've risen. I just keep on going, you know, we can't fail, we don't quit. And that's the only thing that's kept me in the game, is like, just keep going. Just keep going. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to go backwards. You're going to go to the old way. You don't like how that is. You don't like how those clothes fit. Right. You know, like, what is that going to do for you? Yeah. So yeah, it's been a beautiful, beautiful journey.
Right. I mean, you've overcome a lot. And like I was saying, your story is something to be celebrated. There's a lot of celebration in your story, and what you've overcome. You know, when you talk about, there's a lot of emotional thing. Yeah. We're not special. We're not perfect. We have the same triggers that everybody else has. Being a health coach does not mean that we are perfect and we have all the answers and we know everything and we do everything perfect, because we don't. I was at a party a couple months ago, and you know, I had a piece of cake and it was cool. And all my friends were like, oh, there's a health coach having cake. And I'm like, whatever, shut up. But I went inside and I had another piece of cake. And my friend took a picture of me. She said it to me. She's like, I see you having another piece of cake. I'm like, so what? I mean, okay, fine. Sometimes we have 2 pints of ice cream. Sometimes we have 2 pieces of cake. But we choose to do that. Going in knowing we have the choice to say, okay, I'm going to do this now, but tomorrow I'm back on my routine because I have those habits in place, right? But those habits are never far behind us. Those bad habits don't leave, right? You have to make the choice, Megan. Are you going to drink today or have 2 pints of ice cream? Or are you just going to go to the gym and you're not even going to worry about it, right? We can't remove the temptation. We can't remove the bad habits, or the bad triggers that are right behind us. We just have to have that buffer of good habits in between them catching up to us or not. And those good habits really solidify that. So I'm extremely proud of you for your sobriety, and for being able to not relapse and give back into that, right? But it, like you said, it is a struggle every single day, to make the right choice. So
absolutely.
So let me get back. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Finish up. You go ahead.
The one thing I did want to highlight is the awareness in our choices and the awareness of the emotions. Last weekend, I went to spend some time with a new group, Phoenix group. It's a sobriety group for people who are active. Jackson discovered it, and she's been volunteering yoga with them. And we went to the Donut Museum. And as we're all in the donut museum having a good old time, I was like, dang, I kind of want a donut now because I'm seeing all these donuts, right?
Right.
And we're all like trainers and everyone's pretty active. And the leader was like, yeah, we're going to have donuts afterwards. And I was like, oh, cool. Right. So I'm like, I haven't had a donut in a long time. I'm going to enjoy this thing. And it was Krispy Kreme. And I probably haven't had a Krispy Kreme donut in probably about 4 years. I had 2. And it was my 11th month anniversary of my sobriety. And I was so happy for that donut. I freaking smashed that thing in my face. It felt so good. I didn't have any stomach pains afterwards. I didn't have any guilt or any shame because the emotional attachment to that decision was through love and excitement. of being with new friends
Yes.
and having this experience of, I haven't had a donut in 4 years and I'm going to have one because it looks good. And this donut museum is super cool and cute. And this is fun. And there was nothing wrong with it. So I did want to highlight being aware of your emotional attachment to your decisions when you eat your food, because sometimes the guilt and the shame and the blame is what's making you hold on to the weight. It's not, it's the weight of your emotions that's making you overweight and heavy and depressed and sad. It's not necessarily the actual food itself. It's not always the actual food itself. It's what you're saying and feeling about that food that you're consuming. So we can talk more about that another day, but I definitely wanted to highlight that because I've been practicing this and it's been working really, really well. And I just wanted
to
me
about this.
Nuggets on that.
You told me about that, and how much it really has helped you when you are basically you're giving thanks to your food for nourishing your body. You're I don't want to say you're speaking to your food, but I mean
that's what we're supposed to do when we pray, right?
That's what I mean. Like you're praying,
you're praying. Of your body, but we forgot. That's what you're actually doing. We just subconsciously say this prayer and don't even realize you should be. Is this food you're praying over for the nourishment of your body? Just that awareness as okay, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? Exactly. And that's what really makes the difference.
Yeah, and you, like you said, having the awareness is really what it is. I did a talk a little bit ago about, because, in our program, we handle a lot of our emotional triggers and how to overcome them. And so we have our little formula that our coach and our mentor really solidified in us. It's E plus R equals O, which is, the events that happen to us plus our response, which is what we decide to do, dictates the outcome of the situation, right? And then what I've been kind of putting into play is A plus E equals R, which is our awareness, right? Our awareness of what it is, our food that I'm going to eat, the decision I'm going to make, or that I want, plus my experience. Which experience am I handling here? Which one am I having? Am I going to have the experience to where I'm going to practice my habits? That becomes our reality. So A plus E equals R. So it's not enough just to say, yeah, I know what good food is. I know what's healthy food. I know I have to work out. I know I have to sleep well. I know I have to drink water. I know. That is not enough. It needs to be that experience on top of it. And that becomes our reality. So when we're having experiences, like you said, that is your reality. So I can't hit home enough with that, is that we have to experience our awareness. Okay.
Absolutely.
And embrace the habits, not just go on a diet, because you're not embracing anything other than you're suffering, you're starving yourself, you're restricting yourself, you're adding on all this stuff that isn't good mentally for you. You're not going to learn anything. So being able to handle our emotions that way, to say, okay, this is my awareness, this is my experience, this will become my reality. So you've done a very good job at being able to do that, because when it comes to addiction, when it comes to attachments and relationships with things like food or alcohol or drugs or cigarettes or anything, late night, staying up late, whatever bad habit it is, we have to be able to embrace the change and not, we can't remove the temptation, but overcome the temptations. Right?
Absolutely. And not judging yourself for it, and just really recognizing how it came to be. I know I drink because my family does.
Yeah.
It's been around me my whole life. That's why. It was easy. I drank, but alcohol was everywhere at Taco Bell. It was easy. But if I would have had probably, if crack would have been around a lot, or heroin or something, that might have been what I was doing. I don't know. That just, it's just, we choose those things. Like some 600-pound life, the food is what comforts people early.
Yeah.
That first coping mechanism that you gravitate towards, that's what usually happens. And then you just have to figure out, why is that? And now that I'm in this space of being sober, I'm finding all kind of whys. There's whys all over the place. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't take this. Sometimes I'm so emotionally tired. I just have to stay home because there's just so much going on. The alcohol's everywhere. Right.
Right.
And the discovery process is really huge. And I'm really, really glad that I decided to leave the corporate lifestyle. When I did, I took a stress leave, and really right before the pandemic happened too. So that was really big, like a great thing for me, because I don't think I would have survived having to bring my work into my home. Probably would have been in the hospital or something. I'm not even kidding
Yeah.
about that. And so taking that leap, embracing the fact that I'm about to leave this corporate job I've had for 15 years, since I was 19 years old. I'm really good at it. You know, I got all these awards and stuff. I got this, all this stuff. Like I'm getting ready to leave it, because if I don't, I'm going to die. The anxiety, the depression, my hair was falling out. I was having panic attacks every Monday morning. It was awful. And I was super scared when I decided to do that. And it was the best thing I could have ever done for myself, the best thing. And I wouldn't have had the courage, and I wouldn't have been brave enough to do it had I not been surrounded by a community of dreamers and doers and movers and shakers who show me what was possible. And in
Yeah.
that time, I was able to double my coaching business. And that was able to allow us to not, I don't want to say survive, but live in a peaceful space while we're healing. And then now that everything's opened up, I'm now a boxing instructor, because I've always wanted to do kickboxing and teach and do group classes. And now I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And it was, if I didn't take that leap to leave, because I was suffering from that job that I thought was going to be my bread and butter forever, I wouldn't be in this space now having this conversation with you guys. If I didn't leave Taco Bell, I probably would be dead. I probably would be dead. So I'm
yeah,
really,
because you would have probably went back to drinking. You would have went back to this. That's the easiest way, right? To cope. It's food, it's alcohol, it's those vices that plagued us before. And if we don't look at the real, and that's a lot of it too, Megan, is the real, when you get layers deep into it, it's not just what's the problem here is I'm 20 pounds overweight. That's not the real problem. We have to dig, and we have to peel back the layers. And when it comes down to it, you were able to peel back the layers enough to say, this corporate lifestyle is killing me. I'm not saying, please, everybody, please understand, I'm not saying corporate jobs will kill you. Okay? I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's fulfillment in your lifestyle. Are you fulfilled, or are you being drained? And that is what we have. Those are the hard. That's why there's several layers deep. That's why it's down here that we have to dig for it, because that's the hard question to ask ourselves. Right? That's not the easy question, because that, like you said, is your bread and butter. And you're not going to give up your bread and butter so easy, because holy crap, now what am I going to do?
Yeah, how am I going to buy my alcohol?
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
That was the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once you get down that route, then I discovered, I had a lot of image issues, just being a Black woman, not feeling pretty, hating my hair, hating my skin, hating my smile, hating my legs, there was so much self-hatred that I had built inside of my baseline that the drinking was covering it up. Mm-hmm. And then people see you sometimes more in a different light than you see yourself. So people saying, oh, body goals to me, or, oh, you're so pretty. That was making me, it was a nice recovery for me. Like, oh, okay. Maybe I don't feel so bad. This person's giving me love. This person's giving me love. But I wasn't giving the love to myself. I was just doing this. And then once I put that away, I started looking at some things, and I'm like, oh gosh, girl, you got some stuff to unpack here. And then now it's just been this dedication to self. I started practicing because I can be over nurturing, very, very over nurturing. So I used to be a preschool teacher, have all these babies and god kids and stuff. And I'll kind of over nurture my partners. And so I started practicing every time I want to be all extra nurturing to Jackson, I just give myself a hug. Just love on myself. Yeah. Just love on myself, because then that way I can start to rebuild and repair that internal thing for me. So one of my favorite things is even laying in a fetal position because that's like from the womb. Our root is like very important when we make that first connection. And I'll hold myself in the fetal position, and that's really comforting. And I had to like look at these little things. They're clues into like what my emotional stability looks like when it comes to the food and the drinking and the bad behaviors and looking for things outside of myself. And it just all comes down to self-acceptance and love and being full and aligned within yourself and your true happiness and what your purpose is in being here, that we're all just here as a life force to experience life. And if we take away all this surface level stuff that's going on with food and drinks and fitting in and outfits and cars, and we come back to like the core function of like who we are as human beings, and it's love and connection and community. And again, that is exactly what we do here in Optavia, is we love on each other, we connect, and we have sense of community, whether the food exists or not. That's what the core value is. And if we can all remember that, we're going to have a good 2022.
I mean, yes. Right? Those are facts. If we can all remember that, if we can all get on that wavelength, things are going to change for us. If we can stick to just a few basic concepts, and that being one of them, your life will vastly improve. But again, we have to do the work, because if you don't do the work, if you don't go through a little bit of pain to find that, you're never going to grow. So you have to dig a bit, and then you're going to find those whys and those deep layers of what just isn't right for you, and why it's causing other things in your life of you to cope and go right back to, the bad habits and bad surroundings that you always go back to, whether it be, bad relationships you just go back to, or food or alcohol, however you cope. If you don't do the work, you're not going to find the answers, and you're never going to escape it. You're just going to mask it with something else.
Yeah.
So it's really important, very, very important for us to stick to those concepts so that 2022 and beyond will be amazing. So
absolutely,
that's good. Now, when, you left your corporate job, Megan, you left that corporate lifestyle that was killing you. You moved forward, and you said you doubled your coaching business. You were able to not just survive, but you guys have been doing pretty well. How has that treated you so far, as far as, building your coaching business, financially? Has that been a blessing to you as well?
Absolutely. We always make jokes about how the coach checks come right in time. Right when I want something, I'll be like, "Oh, I just got paid. Yeah, we can go get that." So that's always like just like a little fun joke that we make. But it's helped me so much, just in that sense of when you really like in the beginning, early stages where it was like I needed it, and then now it's just like it's just fun to be able to share something that's helped me so much, that's transformed my life, that's saved my life, just being able to share that with other people, and then just earning, like, I like to call it a referral bonus from Optavia. I don't really say I get paid anymore. I just get these little referral bonuses from them, because sure, okay. I'm just little me. I'm a big personality, but I'm just Megan. I'm not the professional. I'm not the main coach. Dr. A is the coach. I'm just a connector. Yep. I'm just sharing what I did. I'm just a guide. Yeah. So those referral bonuses are beautiful, and they've been a great blessing. I've been able to go on trips. I've been able to heal myself when I took my stress leave, and I started diving more into the coaching business, all the personal development that we've done. And then having that financial backing, it allows me to focus on the healing process, focus on the sobriety, because I'm not having to go to a job that I don't like. I'm in my home talking to people about improving their lives, and I'm not out battling traffic and just being irritated with going to a job I don't like. So not only is it something that I get to do where I'm just sharing what I did that helped me, I'm also earning that income, which is also giving me the opportunity and freedom to heal myself beyond just the weight loss and just the sobriety, but like what's rooted down there. And that's having that time to do that is really important. And I know a lot of people don't have that kind of time with the way that this world is set up. So having a home-based business like this, where it's centered around that same thing, where you're repeatedly working on your health, you're repeatedly sharing health with others, you're repeatedly working on that emotional stuff, it all just intertwines. It's all together. So it's not like you have to bounce around all these different places to try to manage your life. You can just use the trilogy wheel and stay in that game and you're good.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have to do all these other things. And that's what that's been the biggest blessing, is that the mental peace and opportunity that it has created has been the most important thing for me.
Agreed. And I might add in there too that some of the people that I know of that have been most successful at this, of not just transforming their body, but their mind as well, improving their fulfillment and working on eliminating themselves, personal development, are people that not just clients, we're always clients, but people that become coaches. And the reason they are more successful at their transformation is because you're immersed in it, right? Your environment. You said earlier, you were talking about leaving your home to go to the corporate environment. And now you get to stay home and talk to people and guide them. And so when I initially heard you say home, I wasn't thinking physical home. I was thinking you're home. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where my mind, my heart is, my passion is, and I'm immersed in it. And I'm in my home when I'm helping people, when I'm doing this, when I'm teaching classes, when I'm talking to people and listening to their journeys and their struggles and everything. That's, to me, what you mean by home, or what helps me, because then that gets you immersed and you're thinking about it more. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to work a little bit on myself too. You're right. I need help on that part too. And so you're reflecting, you're self-reflecting, you're doing it more. So
we teach what we need to learn.
Yes, exactly. All the time. I can't tell you how many times I talk to a client and get off the phone and go, whoa, that applies to me. Holy shit. I didn't realize that. And then it's like, oh, I want to tell people about this. And so, it inspires me to like, hey, everybody, don't forget about working on this part of you, or, whatever. And so, again, that's why when we start coaching, we do it for layers of accountability and keeps us immersed in this so that our transformation is solidified. And then there's the financial aspect too, that just like you said, the referral bonuses. It's like, hey, guess what? We've had guests on that are like, we've eliminated debt. We've created a savings account. We're saving to buy land, buy a house. I bought a car, going on trips. You know what I mean? Like, it just is endless and endless of the possibilities and benefits from this. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I will touch on a little something about the layering of coaching and coaching things that you realize were for you. So Jackson would hear me coaching, and there will be times where I'd be going through one of my depression spells and I'm coaching people. And she would be like, this bitch fake. Cause she would see like, I'm like going through it, but I'm like coaching people. And she's like, what? Like, this don't add up. Like, how are you? Like, you should be doing what you're saying. And I would have to constantly say, like, that's why I'm coaching, because if I wasn't sharing with other people, I probably wouldn't do it as much for myself. This is that accountability factor, So it's like you teach what you need to learn, like you keep the repetitiveness going. And I'm not going to have great days all the time. There's going to be days where I'm not on. So like it doesn't always look like that. Now she understands it. But in the beginning stages, it was that thing where it's like, you're not perfect. Why are you saying that? Like, you're not doing what you're saying. I'm like, no, I'm not, because it's practice.
It's practice. And like I was saying with going to that birthday party and eating that second piece of cake, staying accountable, like, you're not a health coach, you're eating 2 pieces of cake. Okay, fine. Yes, I made the choice to eat cake. Thank you for calling me on it. Yep. Okay. Got it. Okay. I know, right? Keep me accountable, keep me true to what I'm saying and focusing on what I'm telling people, clients, and helping them with. So that's, and that's the benefit. That's the huge main benefit of this aspect of the program is coaching, is to being able to give back to people pass on this gift. The one thing that, we would be the biggest, to me, would be one of the biggest bummers is if people stop paying this forward, stopped passing this gift along, and this mission dies out, because getting lives healthy, changing people's lives, improving them, self-discovery, physical health, mental abilities to be able to handle their triggers, being better parents, being better spouses, being better family members and friends, being better employees. If that stopped, that would be such a bummer. Bummer is just not the right word, but that's all that comes to mind right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have a civil war if that's
gosh, right? So it's important. So I want everybody listening, if you guys are thinking about it, if you are wondering more about this, maybe I do want to start with just got to lose some weight. Maybe it's, I know there's some things I need to uncover about myself in personal development. Maybe it's, I'm just not fulfilled in what I'm doing with work. I'm stressed out. There are answers for you in this program. There are things that we can guide you in to maybe find a better way for you. So as always, you guys, if you have questions about this, if you want to give this a try, if you are curious about it, please feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to Megan. Any of the coaches that we've had on here, we'd love to share not only our personal stories like you just heard with Megan's, but we want to hear yours too. And where could we fit in? Where could we help you? And that's what this is all about, is giving back, helping other people, and just spreading this mission of just getting healthy. So that is what we have for you today. So Megan, I want to thank you so much for coming on here. You got any special shout outs for anybody?
No, I'm just gonna shout out myself. I don't want to try to think of someone and then leave other people out. So I'm just gonna shout out myself.
There you go. We'll give you a shout out too. Good job. Okay, so thank you again for this time. Thank you for having me. This was amazing. And 2 weeks, calendar, 2 weeks from today.
December 27th.
Is it the 27th? 2 weeks from
today? It's going to be Monday, December 27th.
Monday. Sorry, no, that's 13 days. Somebody's having a birthday.
Yeah, birthday bash at Mayweather Boxing and Fitness. The 5 and 6 o'clock class will be dedicated to my birthday. I'm going to have a bomb-ass twerk birthday playlist ready for us to burn out to. We're going to have strobe lights, protein balls, and hot chocolate, my favorite fueling. So come party with us.
Wait, was that 5 a.m. or p.m.?
Well, I'm actually going to teach classes all day. So there's 5, 6. It's going to be 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and 8 a.m., but the party is the 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. classes.
Okay.
So I'm teaching all day that day.
I like the party classes, so I'm going to be there. That's Long Beach, California, Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, you guys. I'm going to give a little shout out to Mayweather, the money team. The money team. So if you're around, if you want to come celebrate with Megan, myself, and I know a lot of our other coaching partners will probably show up, and Monica's going to be there. She says, I'll be there. I can't wait. Okay. That's the 27th, and get a hold of Megan or myself to get some more info on that. But all right, everybody, that's all the time we got today. And we will be back next week with another amazing Transformation Tuesday with the Healthy Trinity Show. Thank you so much, Megan. Everybody, have a great week, and we will talk to you later.